We're Sarah and Zane, and we're on a trip around Australia in our van, Odie. After replacing the engine in Adelaide, we spent a week exploring Uluru, then hit the road again, continuing north. The aim was to chase waterfalls and hot springs in Katherine, and that's what we did. But not before one of our fuel lines decided to leak 37 litres of diesel in the middle of the desert.
Check engine light has just come on, and we are very, very far from anything. So I have no idea what that means. So the leak is quite bad. This is the fuel tank. It has fuel dripping down from it. The chassis of the car here, the tray up here, that's dripping with fuel all the way onto the spare tire at the back of the van. That tire has diesel on the inside of it. These power lines, they're covered in fuel. Don't know what to do. Don't feel safe sleeping in it, to be honest. So we've had dinner and have realized that the situation is pretty bad. There is a lot of diesel on everything. It's even covering the back windows of the van. I installed our fancy mosquito nets, so now we can get in and out of the van. We're probably going to leave that door open all night. We heard another couple say that last night it got down to about 8 degrees Celsius. Plan is tomorrow we'll have to hitchhike 10 k's south. There's a hotel there, and we noticed that we have reception and they have 2 phone booths. So go there, we'll have to call the mechanic who did the engine repairs and then potentially call the NRMA for a tow to Alice Springs, which is about a 4 to 5 hour drive south of here. Other than that, we're like in the middle of nowhere.
Hands in the sky. I've seen enough to make something right, make up for what I've lost. I was down, but things are looking up.
Well, we met some really lovely people at the hotel that we made it to, that we walked to. Their names are Tim and Heather, and Tim's a bit of a whiz with engines, so he came and looked, and 2 hours later we are moving again. We're gonna drive to Tennant Creek, which is about an hour north of here, further away from Alice and further away from Adelaide, which is an interesting choice, but Tennant Creek has mechanics. It's also Saturday. Why does this always happen on the weekend? Every single time. We have had to wait at least 2 days for shops to open again. Anyway, it looks as though all signs are pointing to the fact that we will be staying in Tennant Creek for the foreseeable. Tim and Heather are also following us, just in case we have to stop and we can't get going again.
It's losing power. It's not accelerating now. So we're about 20 k's outside of Tennant Creek and started losing power on the engine. Tapping the fuel tank, it sounds like it's empty. Lovely Tim has just continued on to Tennant Creek, and then he said he's going to come back with a jerry can of diesel for us. We'll put that in the tank and see if that gets it started.
Alrighty.
So we've been staying at Tim and Heather, our Good Samaritans, driveway since Saturday afternoon. It's now Monday, which means mechanics are opening up, including the one 2,000 kilometers south in Adelaide. That's the next job, is to call them and say, hey, you fixed our engine. There's a warranty issue with it. Can you do something about that, please? Not feeling good about the phone call, but it's the first step into seeing if we're gonna get Odie back on the road for the 3rd time.
The person you are calling is not available. Please leave a short message and it will be sent as an audio message.
Hi guys, this is Zane with the Sprinter. I'm just trying to reach you. I've had an issue with the engine. Thanks. So I've sent some photos off to the mechanics in Adelaide, and they are now making sense of those photos, translating what I've said into language of their own, and then they'll get back to me. If I can offer any advice, and to be honest, I wouldn't trust anything coming from a guy whose van is broken down 3 times. My advice is to call independent mechanics and ask them questions about the situation, and just to see if different people say the same thing. We've been doing that the whole time, and everything's checked out so far that everybody's ever told us.
Oh, except for the fact that
Except
the
for
van
the-
was fine
except
before
for the-
we bought it, and then the
Except-
van was fine before we went on the trip, and then the van was fine after we got the new engine, and yeah. Everything else has been fine.
Yeah, it seems that the mechanics in Adelaide are willing to send us parts up here.
Ta-da!
It's here!
We got it!
Yes.
We've been waiting for 10 days for this to arrive, and here it is.
Just calling our diesel mechanic for instructions on how to put this bad boy in there. Hopefully, this one will be perfect. We're driving to 3-ways, which is 20k north of here, so we'll get some good speeds on our way to 3-ways. The reason we need to get up to speed is because the engine will pressurize the fuel to higher pressures when it's working harder to go faster. And if anything is going to make it leak other than time, it would be those high pressures. So the only short-term test we have available to us is to drive really fast. So this is 3-ways. It's a spot in the desert where 3 roads meet. All 3 of them are paved. That's why it's significant.
Test 1 has been a success. Back we go. I hope I didn't speak too soon just now.
Goodbye, Tennant Creek!
I wanna get high on.
Can confirm that we've made it another 400 kilometers north without leaking diesel everywhere. And we're stopping in at Daily Waters because we've been recommended to come to the pub here. It's 2 p.m.
It's 3 p.m.
It's 3 p.m. We haven't had lunch yet. Kitchen's closed. Aren't you loving the camera? First discovery is that the war on feral pigs in Australia is being lost.
24 million pigs apparently in Australia.
Feral. That's one of them. Chainsaw. There's a hot spring pool in Mataranka, and we've heard that it gets very, very crowded. Our plan is to get down here at sunrise. Hopefully there won't be too many people crowding it out. For anybody who's been to natural springs before, you'll be accustomed to strong sulfur smells and other gross smells. This spring is remarkably very low on the smelly fronts.
This side is for swimming, the thermal pool, no crocodiles. That side is no swimming, crocodile. It's getting out time now.
All alone in this pool, I don't know what to do without her. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I sit forever in my pool?
Okay, so I have some crocodile facts for you while we're walking to the springs. First of all, if you ever get the choice between confronting a freshwater or a saltwater crocodile, you want to choose the freshie. And the reason being is they're a lot smaller, they have skinnier snout things, and it means that they're not gonna maim you quite as much. They're also known for not being as... Also, saltwater crocodiles are known for being quite aggressive. They will come and they will kill you. Whereas freshwaters tend to leave you alone unless you don't leave them alone.
Things turn around. Didn't ever think they could.
It's actually quite deep. You can't stand up most places. Most people around us have noodles to just float on.
Need a little bit
we don't want to buy noodles. So, we're fine.
Settle in the world like everything is new. Stepped on a path that led me straight.
That was a great time.
Yeah. 8 out of 10.
8? Wow, harsh.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have a pool noodle, it becomes a 9.5 out of 10. Someone should start up a pool noodle rental business right here in the parking lot. Pool noodles, lilos, rubber rings, and then a coffee cart. Oh.
I was down, but things are looking
Morning.
Morning.
We are off to find Edith Falls today. We're going to do the Sweetwater pool walk, which is about 9k, and hopefully take a nice little dip. That is not it. We are continuing on. I'm not even sure what that is, but it's just pretty little waterhole. Usually, I'd be wanting to have a place all to myself at a swimming hole because I like having pristine water. Makes for good photos, makes for good memories, you know? But in croc-infested waters, I prefer having a lot of other people around me. Here we are. It does not appear as though anyone is swimming at the current time. I wonder if that's because it's too cold, or if there's been a croc sighting, or just no one's game. Anyway, I guess we'll find out in a matter of minutes.
to make my heart feel as much as I know it should.
Oh, is it?
Very nice.
Best massage I've ever had. Just want to clarify a few things. We are visiting in the dry season, which means that the water is quite low. Also means that the freshwater crocodiles have dispersed to follow the water receding so that they don't die, which is great. It's a great system. If you visit in the wet season, it's a quagmire, usually floods. It's four-wheel drive access only, and even then sometimes they just shut the roads altogether because there is such heavy rain. Also, you won't be able to swim if you're visiting in the wet season because that's when all the crocodiles come out. Just want to make that clear to anyone who's concerned about us swimming where we shouldn't. We are not. We are being croc-wise. And obviously, you make sure that someone else goes swimming before you do.
So now we're going to continue this way and we get to see 2 more pools. All right, we're going to show you what it looks like in the waterfall. We have finished with our second swim. The waterfall was just delightful. And we're finishing the rest of this little lap. And to get back down to the bottom falls in the bottom pool.
It's been so great because almonds, they'll kill ya. It's been so great because every single step of the way there's been something new to explore, new to see, and lots of cool swimming to do. But on the downside, we still haven't had lunch and it's 2:30. There's just so much adventure to be had, and we always end up pushing lunch further and further back. And so I start to get a bit woozy. We're down to our last supply of Scroggin as well, so we gotta get back.
Wow, yeah, go man, go.
So we almost stepped on our little friend. We are on our third and final swimming hole for today, and we've enjoyed today so much that we think we're just gonna sleep about 10 minutes away and then come back here tomorrow. Just hang out, swim, do some work, and then repeat. So we're off. This is the most popular of the swimming holes because it's right next to the car park. Worth noting that this is the pool that you're not allowed to swim in from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. because the Crocs come back out.
I'm not that nervous.
It's 3 p.m. now, guys, calm down. Let's go.
We made it, y'all. Have a decent swim. We're definitely coming back here tomorrow. And we made it back for round 2. Day 2 here at the upper pools. Going swimming, diving, jumping, exploring, and mainly just cooling off because it's too hot to be doing anything else now. Still cold. So there's this other waterfall we didn't look at yesterday. I don't know if it really passes for a waterfall, but it's worth checking out.
Oh, that's creepy.
So we're at the waterfall and now we're gonna climb up this. Alright, just to see if it is in fact possible to jump that far.
I wish down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart beat.
Not even a stream.
We just have to go into the waterfall one more time.
Wanna get high on, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it's you.
Edith Falls, that's amazing. Highly recommend you come here. We're gonna be traveling on. Next video will be Kakadu National Park, so keep an eye out for that.
So we hop out of the pool and we get up to our stuff, which is on the top sort of balcony thing. The railing is just wire, not actually going to stop anything from falling into the pool. So Zane picks up the towel, which has the car keys and my phone wrapped in it, and my phone slides straight off the ledge and into the pool.